Welcome back everyone to Fight Hard, Fight Clean. We live in a world where one of the best boxing businessmen of all time, Floyd Money Mayweather, may actually have to go into bankruptcy because he's fighting Mike Tyson at some point. He's fighting Iron Mike Zambitis, which I did a video on that. If you're not sure who Mike Zambitis is, check that video out. I do a whole rundown on his career. And then also Manny Pacquiao later this year in a professional fight on Netflix in the Sphere in Las Vegas. And we are going to talk about that fight specifically, the Manny Pacquiao fight, because that fight may be in some serious trouble based on the contract games that Floyd Mayweather is attempting to play. And one of the main selling points for this fight was that it was a professional fight. Floyd Mayweather would be coming back to put his professional record on the line against a familiar foe in Manny Pacquiao. Everything seemed to be confirmed. The only thing we were waiting for was maybe a press conference announcement, maybe some training footage from either fighter, that kind of thing. But now Mayweather has confused fucking everything. The Ring magazine posted 5 days ago, Mayweather, Pacquiao rematch is an exhibition, location undecided. What really confuses me is that everything seemed so finalized. Like Netflix dropped the poster September 19th, the Sphere in Las Vegas. Like it almost seems like they wouldn't have released that poster if they were not sure that it was everything was confirmed. So we go further into the article. It's an exhibition, so we're both winners. We don't know the location of the fight. I mean, we just want to go out there and entertain the people and put on a good show. He needs money, okay? And that's why he's doing so many fights. If I give him the benefit of the doubt, I'm saying that this is his coup de grace year in boxing, where he will not do another fight after this, because a legendary K1 star, a legendary boxing heavyweight, and a legendary feud that he's returning to seems like a pretty good way to, leave your gloves in the middle of the ring and continue on with your life. But based on his financial decisions, I don't know how true that is anymore. And this is the original post I saw. Floyd Mayweather has reportedly already taken a cash advance from his purse for the planned Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix. Team Pacquiao claims Mayweather signs 3 separate contracts for a professional bout, was paid for each, and is now in breach after calling the fight an exhibition. Based on his actions, the last thing that Mayweather needs right now is a lawsuit based on a breach of contract, because this guy doesn't have enough money right now. From the looks of it, he's playing real life Monopoly, right? If you've played Monopoly, you know that the game does not end when you run out of cash. The game ends when you have no more properties, you have sold and traded your way into bankruptcy, and you can no longer pay other players for landing on if you land on their spot, etc., etc. Floyd Mayweather probably still has assets that he could utilize to get himself out of a hole, but more money is going out than it's coming in. And even if he sells, I think that's just going to make it so he can spend more, which is going to land him in the same exact hole, just with less assets. Now, granted, this is all speculation. I am not Floyd Mayweather. I am not anybody who has access to Floyd Mayweather's financial information, but based on who he is, how he lives, you can kind of assume that if he was not doing these fights, it's going to be a slippery slope, and he's just going to keep losing more and more money. And this is a dangerous game he is playing, because exhibition fight or not, if he gets beat, let's say Mike Tyson somehow knocks him out in an exhibition fight, that will be the cover star of your digital footprint. The great Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, never hit the canvas, never been knocked down, never been knocked out, has been knocked out by Mike Tyson. Even though his record doesn't reflect it, trust me, the history books will definitely reflect it. We now have Manny Pacquiao's reaction to Floyd saying that it was an exhibition fight.
Did you see what Floyd said? I think he might say that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to
those things.
fight. I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight.
Yeah.
So Manny Pacquiao just came out and said, listen, I wouldn't fight if it was an exhibition. So we signed for a real fight. It better be a real fight or the fight's not happening. This is all a business strategy for Floyd Mayweather. He has no intention of getting back into these rings for the sport of boxing. He wants to make a bag so he can afford his lifestyle. I'm at a spot right now where I'm not going to be entirely surprised if the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight falls out. I'm also going to be disappointed because that's a dream fight that you would only see in video games where it's like, oh, imagine they did it again. Actually, at the end of the day, the rematch did seem a bit weird. When Floyd Mayweather fought Pacquiao for the first time, he was already under the controversy that he waited too long, that the fight could have been a real demonstration between the best Manny Pacquiao and the best Floyd Mayweather to see who is really the best. But instead, we got Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao past his prime. And even though Pacquiao still put the whooping on Floyd Mayweather, it could have been a much more competitive and entertaining fight with a lot more on the line. So now that they're both old, it just seems a bit pointless, because if we couldn't get it when they're both fresh and we got it when one of them was a bit old, why are we getting it again when they're both too old to be, you know, competitively fighting? Or I should say they're both past their prime, because Pacquiao has shown that he is good enough to, you know, stick in there with some of the professionals. Floyd Mayweather still doing all right against opponents in some of his exhibitions, but again, I don't know the last real professional he's fought. You know, let's take a look at BoxRec real quick. All right, here we go. Floyd Mayweather Jr., 50-0, 27 KOs. His last professional fight was Conor McGregor, which was a UFC fighter. All right, here are his exhibition fights. John Gotti III, Aaron Chalmers, Deji, one of the greatest boxers of all time, I'll give him that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather were to go in there with, let's say, like, Manny Pacquiao. He just got done fighting Mario Barrios and nearly won, a professional fighter who was still professionally fighting. If he was able to be competitive in that fight, then what's gonna happen when Floyd gets in there with Pacquiao in September? That's the question that fight is supposed to be answering, but now we're probably not going to get it, because if it's an exhibition, Pacquiao's probably gonna say, I'm dipping. So, do you think that we will still see Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao in September? Let me know in the comments down below. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a bunch. And as always, my friends, fight hard, fight clean, and I'll see you soon.